What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 11 of my Tottenham Hotspur Let's Play here in Football Manager 2017. And today we're going to be taking on Barcelona in the biggest game of the season thus far. Both the home and away legs will be coming your way today in the Champions League quarter-final. Since the last episode, just the one game to tell you guys about, so we will be getting swiftly into today's game. But that one game was against Liverpool. It was a 1-0 victory at White Hart Lane. A good little league win, a good way to bounce back, of course, as well, seeing as Liverpool did beat us in the FA Cup. My team for this game was fairly rotated. Looking at the stats as a whole, it was a fairly tight game. Liverpool were particularly disappointing in front of goal, and in the end, a Vincent Janssen goal for the Dutchman was the difference. Of course, a player who I've talked about a lot this year as being a player I've not really given that many opportunities, but today, against Liverpool, he did start and he did play well, and I was pretty impressed by him all in all. So anyway, today we have the Champions League game. We're going to be starting off with an away leg against Barcelona. It's going to be a tough game for us. Part of me feels like I want to continue to play on the front foot, our normal 4-2-3-1 system. The area of common sense within my brain tells me that we should maybe just drop the wide midfielders just a little bit deeper and play something like this. I think that is what we are going to do. Looking at the squad as a whole, you can see the starting 11 has fairly good fitness. Unfortunately, there are a few injuries lingering in the squad as well as players coming back from injury. Eric Lamela had a bruise of some kind. I can't remember where it was on his body, but he missed the game against Liverpool. 85% condition today, really not ready for first team football, certainly starting, but he is an option there. Christian Eriksen coming back from his strained knee ligaments injury. Has 73% condition and 70% match condition. Realistically, probably won't play today, but if we need a roll of the dice at the end, he's available. Eric Dyer in a very similar boat, although his match sharpness way off the pace. In terms of our starting 11 for today's game, we go with Hugo Lloris, the giant Frenchman, in goal. In the centre-back position, Wimmer gets a chance today. That, of course, being because Vertonghen was sent off in the previous round of the Champions League against Lyon, so he comes in there. To his right, we go with Alderweireld at right centre-back. At left-back, I have a dilemma. I could either go with Ben Davies or Danny Rose. I actually think I'm going to go with Danny Rose, who has been in better form as of late. He's been a very good player for us, of course, Danny. He did have a little bit of an injury earlier on in the season, the double hernia, but since then, he himself and Ben Davies have really been rotating that role, but both players fairly fit for today's game, so we do have the option there, but Danny Rose gets the nod. Right back, we go with Danilo, the Brazilian, of course, joining this season from Real Madrid. Will be hoping to get perhaps a little bit of revenge on a familiar Spanish foe in Barcelona today away from home. Right midfielder, we go with Berahino. Not a role he would normally play perhaps, but he is a player who can just kind of play the wide midfielder support role. His tackling and positioning, perhaps defensively, not the greatest, but he can play there, and we do need to just hold our shape, I feel like, a little bit better in today's game. Out on the left-hand side, we go with Son, of course, either-footed, which is quite nice with a flexible player such as this guy. He's going to be playing on wide midfielder on support. A similar kind of issue, really, when it comes to the mentals of a defensive-minded player, lacking a little bit, but he's going to start for us regardless. At centre defensive mid for today's game, we go with Wanyama playing the centre mid defend role. Of course, an absolute rock in the middle of the pitch. A deep line playmaker, Dele Alli, makes an appearance and gets the nod. The 21-year-old, of course, regularly playing for England, has improved a lot this year, really, and he is going to be playing the deep line playmaker role for us. And higher up the pitch, we go with Correa, of course, on loan from Atletico. So again, another player who has played and is familiar with Spanish football and certainly with Barcelona. And slightly ahead of him, we go with Harry Kane on his own up front for today's game. Need a big performance today from Harry. In terms of team instructions, I am actually going to get rid of play out of defence and be more expressive for today's game. Being that we are kind of away from home, I feel like we need to just be a little bit better in today's game defensively. It's the first game of the year where I am going to line up with this defensive kind of setup, but realistically, when you've got the kind of likes of Messi, Suarez and Neymar, you kind of have to give them some respect, and this squad as a whole is a very strong side that we are going to have to be kind of, wary of, certainly. So anyway, our team for today's game, we've already gone through it. Looking at their team, I mean, they've got Suarez, Messi and Neymar. It's quite a good team, is this Barcelona squad. One of the best teams in world football, if not the best. To beat them over two legs would be a monumental achievement given our squad. We're going to do our best, of course, to try and do it today. Away from home at the Camp Nou is not going to be an easy start. Really, it's going to be important that if we can, we keep a clean sheet. And if we can't keep a clean sheet, we at least get an away goal just to, give us a little bit of perhaps a chance going into the second leg. But really, I've not had my chance to stamp my authority and stamp my kind of own style of play on this Spurs side in just the one summer. This is going to be a tough ask, as I said, against the best team in world football right now. And, hopefully we can just do ourselves proud, really. That's got to be the main aim here, as they are going to be coming forward. It's Rakitic, and it's one hell of a goal. It's taken 2 minutes. I said that if possible, we needed to not concede. Unfortunately for us, we do concede with the first shot of the game, as, well, these games kind of tend to play out. Rakitic with a long-range effort. He rifled it home. It was Messi with the assist. A nice little bit of build-up play perhaps by Barcelona here, but the ball gets laid off to the Croat, and he just hits it, bang, straight into the top corner. Lloris with absolutely no chance. A thunderbolt from out of nowhere, and well, when I looked at this Barcelona squad, they have so many players to be worried about. I don't feel like Rakitic was ever on my radar as a potential goal-scoring threat, but apparently he should have been, and he may well still need to be, as Jordi Alba is bringing the ball forward. Suarez going to be looking to turn his man, can't do it instead. Back with Messi now on this right-hand side, cuts inside. Danny Rose, don't foul him, Danny. Oh, it's squared to Suarez. It's a nice pass, but it's not what I wanted. It's not what we needed in this game. And suddenly the plan to play on the counter-attack seems really kind of foolish because, well, we've set up to do that and it's not really worked. I'm going to change the team here, I think. I feel like we have to. I'm going to drop both our midfielders deeper. We are going to kind of play very defensive at the back and then look to boot the ball forward. I know it's a bit kind of playground football, perhaps, to have a game plan like this. But I feel like we do need to try and hit them on the break where possible. Just sit a little bit deeper and then look to clear it to the flanks and then hit them quickly on the break. We'll see how this serves us. Obviously, not the start to the game that we wanted to go 2 goals down so early. Going to revert to a system a little bit more familiar perhaps to the players of what we do normally play. Still a very different system in terms of the mentality we're going about it. And well, they're on the attack again, Barcelona, and Suarez has got a screamer. Right, should I just walk away from my monitor and come back at full time? Because they've had 3 shots, they've all gone in. They've all been screamers as well, to be fair. I guess the second goal wasn't quite so much. But that Luis Suarez guy, I mean, he's quite good. I mean, it's a great finish. Part of me feels like it's probably not worth commentating the second leg and I might just commentate a league game. Because this is embarrassing. What has happened so far in this game? We need to... I mean, what do we need to do? What do you do when you're 3-0 down at the Camp Nou after, 10 minutes? You can only laugh, really, can't you? You can only really laugh. I'm pleased to say in the last 15 minutes, we've not conceded. So I'm going to give my team a round of applause for that. Unfortunately for us, the pressure really is piling up on us. But we do have a chance here. Berahino, Dele Alli, just don't get sent off. He's on a booking already. It's concerning. Barcelona are coming forward. We have so many men behind the ball. Surely we're going to deal with the threat here as Neymar comes forward on his own. Lays off to Rakitic. We know he can score from range. Suarez is there. He hits the woodwork. My God, it could have been a hat-trick for him in 30 minutes. Fortunately, however, the ball is scrambled away. But, well, Barcelona immediately on the attack again. It's Suarez cutting inside. Lays off to Rakitic. Heads it in the middle. Can we deal with it? We can. Berahino can't quite latch onto it. Now with PK. And it's not been great, this game, has it, so far? I think it's fair to say. It's not been a game to remember. But we are on the counter here. We are looking to try and FM Barcelona if we can here. Berahino beats his man, lays it into Harry Kane, who scores. Maybe I should believe a little bit more. Maybe I should have a little bit more faith. Let's stay with inside forwards, I think. I think that is our best bet, to be honest, to play inside forwards. And look to hit them on the break. I mean, it's all we can really do against this Barcelona side. We've pegged them back once. The dream is alive. Maybe I should commentate the second leg. I mean, 2 goals the margin now. We've got an away goal. I mean, it's something, right? Maybe we should just go out there to injure all their strikers. That would be a plan. That might give us a chance in the second leg. They've got a chance here. Set piece. Cleared away as far as Jordi Alba. That's probably going to go back out to Neymar. In fact, Alba going on his own, the fullback. And for a second, I thought it was going to end up in the back of the net. And if it had done, I probably would have just stood up and gone away from my computer for the rest of the game. Performance really hasn't been good enough, though, in this first half. You can see Korea not had the greatest of games at all. I'm going to bring on Moussa Sissoko for him. Bring on Sissoko, a player who, to be honest, I've not really given that many opportunities to. The Frenchman, of course, a new signing in real life from Newcastle, a player who's never quite fitted into my plans anywhere. He's never really impressed me when I've given him chances, although he hasn't had that many chances, and today he is going to get one. He is fully fit. He's going to provide some fresh legs, and hopefully he can make an impact for us. We do have the ball here. I think this is just the pointless kickoff from highlight from kickoff, but I want to believe Dele Alli coming forward. Can he cross it? He can. No one there. Mascherano heads it as far as Son, who perhaps should have done a little bit better at the end of that. Unfortunately for him, skewed it wide of the mark. And, well, 15 minutes gone. It's 3-1. Considering we were 3-0 down after 10 minutes, this could have gone a lot worse. And mercifully for us, Barcelona subbing off Messi. That's nice of them. Although Turan, the sub, just scores. I mean, yeah, okay, well, that has happened. Shall I just curl up in a ball and cry now? I mean, you think Messi's coming off. You think, oh, that's a blessing. You know, the best players off the pitch. Arda Turan just comes and scores. Who's that on the post who didn't jump? Danilo. I mean, to be fair, he would have had to have reflexes of a cat to jump for that header on the line. Unfortunately, Danilo is not a cat. We can confirm. Sky Sports sources have told me. And, well, Barcelona, they have the ball again. They're coming forward again. 5-1. Doesn't look that pretty, does it? But we need to try and defend well if we can. Iniesta here with the ball. Lays it off to Sergio Busquets. He lays it up to Jordi Alba. Neymar heads it straight into Lloris's hands. And, well, looking at the stats, it's not been a great game, has it, for us, really, if we're honest. I feel like we should maybe change the system a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to move to a narrower system, I think. I'm potentially going to take off Son, although we could just line up like this. I think this might be the way to go. And, yeah, we're going to kind of YOLO it a little bit. We're going to play fairly defensively, however, still. But I feel like sometimes in life, you've got to take risks. And that is something that we do need to do today. I'm going to look for us to exploit the middle. Our fullbacks do need to look for the overlap, however, now with this new system. And we're going to go on the front foot. We're going to attack because playing defensively, trying to hit Barcelona on the break, hasn't worked for us so far. They've used all their subs now, so that's something, right? What's their formation now? What are they playing? They're still playing the same system. I was confused just by some of their subs there because it looked like they were bringing on a centre-back. Oh my gosh, they almost scored again. The Woodwork has saved us. The Woodwork may well be man of the match at this moment in time. He's had 2 touches of the ball, which is more than the touches of the ball that ter Stegen's had in goal for them. Either way, we've got the ball here. Danilo inside to Sissoko. Options on ahead now that we're playing on attack. Can he find one? Harry Kane looked offside, but he's not offside. It's 4-2, I believe again. The dream is not dead. Harry Kane gets his second of the game. And, well, Moussa Sissoko, the sub, comes on. And he does this. It was a lovely little ball. I thought there might be hints of offside, but actually, Jordi Alba, the left-back, playing Harry Kane onside there to slot it in. And, well, 2 away goals. Do I believe yet? That's the question. We've got a few bookings here. Dele Alli. I'm going to take off Wanyama, actually, and bring on Thiago Maia. I mean, the other change I'm going to make is I'm going to take off Son and bring on Janssen. Just for the remainder of this game, we'll see what he can do here. And, well, there's not long left. 15 minutes. Can we get another? The dream would not be dead if we get another, although if we get another, it'd be pretty fortunate. It's 4-2. They've hit the woodwork a lot. But we've kept at it this game. We've not completely given up. And actually, in being brave and going on the front foot, we've been given a second goal as a reward. And with 10 minutes left, I'm going to stay on the front foot. It may well leave us exposed, but I feel like it's probably in our best interest just to go for it. I feel like 4-3 versus 5-2. Like I feel like there's more to gain and less to lose in going on attacking at this point. If we could get another goal, but right now it's Barcelona in possession, and we've got to be wary of this. Sergio Busquets lays out wide to Vidal, the the right back, inside to Rafinha, the Brazilian, maraudering on his own, smashes it way over the crossbar in the end, however. But it was a decent opportunity, really, there for Barcelona. The long shot, a bit of a waste, you'd have to say, at the end of it all. I think it's fair to say that Vertonghen has been a miss this game, our centre-back. Unfortunately, of course, suspended. Can we defend here? We can. Get it clear. 4-2. I don't think that's that bad of a result. And, well, when you consider... Oh, my gosh, what is ter Stegen doing? When you consider how the game started, we regained a little bit of pride by sticking at it. And it was an okay performance. The players don't like the fact I thought it was okay. We got 2 goals, 2 away goals. we have an outside chance. We're going to have to take them to Wembley and work a miracle, but I kind of believe it might be possible. Hopefully you guys do too. It's going to be a big game for us. It's coming up in a week's time. I will see you guys for that game in just a second. Let's skip forward. And yeah, hopefully we can kind of get a miracle, and hopefully our Champions League campaign doesn't end with, well, what would be a pretty depressing way to go out, losing by such a margin as this against Barcelona. Okay guys, so we are back here for the second game of today's episode. It's the return leg at home against Barcelona, and really, after that 4-2 defeat, the best we can really hope for in this game is just to restore a bit of dignity, I feel like. Since that last game, just one match to tell you guys about, midweek against Crystal Palace, we played a fairly rotated side, and in the end we came out 3-1 victors, but there was one goal in this game which was really, really nice, and I feel like I have to show you, so we're going to show it. It was by Thiago Maia, the young Brazilian, a player we signed this year, not featured too much in the first team really, but a fantastic little talent. And, well, he scored his first ever goal for the club in this game, but it was a scissor kick from 35 yards, or 25 yards rather, but it was still a very, very good goal and worth showing off. You guys will be able to see it here. A really nice finish by him. Just sledgehammered it into the roof of the net. He was absolutely loving it. And of course, a 3-1 win, a very good result there. What does that mean for the Premier League table? Well, looking at the games here, you can see we currently sit in second with 5 games remaining. It's been a bit of an interesting few games. Of course, Manchester United were 5 points clear of us in the not too distant past, following them, of course, beating us. They have, however, drawn against Chelsea and Bournemouth. Two pretty shocking draws there. I think a large kind of part behind that is the fact that their players are getting pretty tired from playing all of this football. They are in a fairly similar situation to us, where they're in European football midweek and playing Premier League games, elsewhere. You can also see they've got a lot of injuries. Juan Mata has picked up a twisted ankle. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is out with a damaged Achilles tendons. Anthony Valencia is out for 6 to 8 weeks as well. And they have a few suspensions as well, so they have been struggling a little bit. And I wonder if the lack of Zlatan and his 20 goals, and, well, Juan Mata with 13 goals, is going to hurt them in the run into the end of the season. Because, yes, they are top of the league, but if they were to progress in the or Europa League, that could be problematic for them in terms of their fixtures. But also, they've still got Sunderland to play, who are, of course, in 4th. And they've got Southampton, who are in 3rd. Whereas our schedule, we've got Stoke in 17th, Burnley in 14th, Leicester in 12th, Swansea in 15th, and Watford in 6th. It's a fairly kind run-in, to be honest, for us. It's perhaps worth noting, I guess, who Southampton have got in the run-in as well, because they only find themselves 2 points behind us, and they are 2 within touching distance of Manchester United, really. So if we just look at their form of late, theirs has been pretty poor as well. Granted, they have played against Sunderland, and they did draw there 2-2. But you can see their games they've got coming up. They've got a fairly tough running in terms of the names of some of these teams, but, well, where they're positioned is perhaps a little bit easier, I guess, when you consider Arsenal are 8th and Liverpool are 9th. 2 teams you'd perhaps be a little bit more fearful of if it wasn't for kind of the nature of this Premier League season. They have, however, got West Brom, who are in 7th, Manchester United in 1st, and West Ham in 10th. So they've got a fairly tricky run-in, to be honest. So I don't really consider us necessarily favourites, but if you were to look at the fixtures that are remaining and the fact Southampton and United have to play one another, you'd say that we probably are, the team tipped now to win the title. So that's something that's going to be interesting with the run-in towards the end of the season, where and how I'm going to do this end-of-season review and kind of get the live comms in. I'm not entirely sure. It's going to be very result-dependent, I guess, on which games we end up covering. But anyway, today we are going to go into this game against Barcelona. We're in Europe. We, of course, lost the first leg 4-2. We have to try and bounce back. We have to try and change something in this game. And speaking of this game, we've got a few players who are close to full fitness, but not quite there, in the form of Christian Eriksen, who's out, and also Eric Dyer, who really is lacking match fitness at this point. So I think this is a team that we're going to go with. It's fairly changed. You will notice the fact that I am in fact playing a familiar system, hopefully, and that is that we are playing the 4-2-3-1 and not some 4-4-1 defensive variant. After the last game, I've kind of come to the conclusion that the best kind of defence for us is going to be to go gung-ho, to go all out, and, really, to try and just win this game. It's not going to be easy by any means, but I feel like we do have the squad capable of doing it. And I'm going to put my faith in our players here to hopefully deliver the goods in what is undoubtedly going to be a very tough ask and a very big challenge in front of us. Anyway, this is the team. Lloris in goal. Left back, we're going to go with Danny Rose. Centre backs, Alderweireld and Vertonghen. Vertonghen, of course, missing that first leg through suspension. We then have Danilo playing right back. In the centre of midfield, we go with Wanyama and Dele Alli. Out on the left, we go with Lamela playing the advanced playmaker role. Out on the right-hand side, I've decided to play Moussa Sissoko, a player who he's really not had that many opportunities this year. When he has played, I wouldn't say he's particularly wowed me. He started 9 games and had 5 sub-appearances. Not done anything really to knock my socks off, although he did get a goal against Crystal Palace, so we need to give him a run out here, I think, and give him a chance to maybe set the record straight on this, his opening season. A central attacking mid, we go with Berahino, and leading the line, Harry Kane, of course, really the shining beacon in this side. 23 goals and 8 assists in the Premier League, 7 goals in 8 Champions League games. Hopefully he can deliver the goods today in this quarter-final. But it's a massive ask, as I already said. 4-2 down. I mean, the 2 away goals is very good. Of course, the fact we're playing at Wembley, perhaps a little bit of a food for thought there and a little bit of an advantage perhaps that we can capitalise on. But realistically, it's Barcelona. And it's never an easy game to play Barcelona in Football Manager, and today's going to be no exception. Looking at their squad as a whole, Messi is missing. I assume he's probably injured. Based off that, let's just take a quick look at their kind of team. In fact, they're just resting him, which is very bold of them. I mean, fair play to them resting him. Neymar also struggling a little bit and needing a rest, although his condition is not ideal. So they are playing a bit of a tired team here. Maybe we can capitalise on that. Just looking through this Barcelona squad, it doesn't seem that rotated since we last played them. And looking at the players' conditions in general, a fair few of them struggling in the mid-80s. So the game goes on. Perhaps they'll start to tire a little bit, and that might be where we can capitalise. Either way, though, as I've said and will reiterate, not really going into this game with much in the way of expectations. The first leg, and particularly the first 10 minutes of the first leg, the 3 goals conceded, we basically wanted anything but that. And unfortunately for us, well, we're in a situation now where we go into today's game with Mission Impossible-esque kind of tasks in front of us in terms of fighting back, trying not to concede. And, well, we're going to need at least 2 goals in this game, and we're going to need a solid defensive performance. Anyway, 10 minutes gone. We've not conceded 3, so that's a nice little bonus there. Realistically, in this game, I just want a performance to be proud of. I want our team to, give Barcelona a good game here, go toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in Europe. Of course, I mentioned the fact that their lack of fitness might be a concern for them at Barcelona. It's something that we might be able to capitalise on as the game progresses. And, well, you'd have to say, so far this game, it's been 50-50. Neither team really grabbing it by the scruff of the neck, and we might have a chance here. Harry Kane is through. Ter Stegen may have tipped that onto the post. Either way, the woodwork denies us what would have been a very crucial, potentially, opening goal in the game. Would have set the tone. I feel like if we concede first here, it's going to make our task all the more difficult. If we get a goal, suddenly I feel like we're the team with the momentum going in our favour. And while we're bringing the ball forward here, Moussa Sissoko, a little bit of an ambitious effort there by the Frenchman, cutting in on the right-hand side. Definitely wanted a better end product from him. Unfortunately, could not deliver. Barcelona yet to hit the target in this game so far, which I guess is good. Lloris with not too much to deal with. However, at half-time, it remains 0-0. And, well, we need the players to show something else in the second half here. Let's see how we get on. 4-2 down. I feel like we have a chance in this game as Barcelona start to tire. They've got the quality advantage, certainly. But I think you can't really underestimate the effectiveness and the effect that a lack of fitness could have. I'm going to bring in Son for Moussa Sissoko. The Korean is going to get a chance to run out in his preferred inside forward role out on the right-hand side. Hopefully he can bring something to the table, because really Sissoko was disappointing in this game. We have got a set piece here. Lamela crosses it. Vertonghen back post. Can't get the rebound in either. Ter Stegen, I think, managed to scramble it clear in the end. And, well, we have a corner, but that was a good chance coming our way. We've had 2 clear-cut chances in this game. So far yet to take both. Harry Kane, though, with the effort. Ter Stegen with a nice little stop there. The corner not cleared. It fell to Harry Kane quite nicely. Unfortunately, the shot couldn't quite find its way through when, well, Ter Stegen deals with that ball well there. Dele Alli, though, options in the middle. Son, the sub, going to pick up the ball at the edge of the box. Is this a pointless highlight, or is this the start of something beautiful? It's probably the start of a nightmare. Barcelona bringing the ball forward here. Neymar beats his man, and holds up the ball nicely. Now with Rakitic, Arda Turan with the ball, but Danny Rose says no, picks up the ball, and now we are the team on the front foot. End-to-end stuff here. Harry Kane, unfortunately, not going to be able to get on the end of that ball. Mascherano reading that fairly nicely there. Neymar being taken off for Denis Suarez. That is probably a fitness thing. Looking at us, Harry Kane struggling a little bit, as is Lamella. Part of me really wants to play Christian Eriksen, even though he's probably not ready to play. But I'm going to YOLO it. He's going to come on for the remaining 20 minutes of this game, the Dutch player. As this game, of course, progresses. Danish player, I should say, not Dutch. I know that I have Danish viewers. You would not have been happy if I didn't correct myself there. Right. Fullbacks are going on to attack. We're going to commit a few more men forward, see what we can do here. But really, there's not a lot of time left in this game. We've got to up the tempo, be more direct. 12 minutes remaining. The 2-goal deficit still exists. But we do have the ball here, and a goal now would perhaps make it nervy in the closing stages. Ball in, Wanyama wins the header and finds the back of the net. The Kenyan with potentially a big goal. And with 10 minutes left, we need one more goal in this game to stand a chance. And, well, I think it's fair to say now is the time to perhaps commit just a few more men into the attack if we can. And that is exactly what we are going to do here. 10 minutes left of this game. Of course, a goal in our favour would see us go through on away goals, but time just trickling away here. There is not a lot of it, unfortunately, available for us to make something happen. We've been by far and away the better team in this game. Let's just get Eriksen further forward. Let's move Danny Rose and Danilo up as well and put them on wing back on attack. We've got to commit men forward here. We're going to be leaving ourselves exposed at the back, but I don't think anyone would blame us for trying at this point in the game. I've decided to go full-blown formation man and draw a pretty pattern on my screen for the remaining 2 minutes of this game. And, well, there's 2 minutes now. It's probably game over. The dream is dead. Late set piece. Berahino crosses it in. Suarez clears it away. As far as Son Heung-min. 30 seconds. The time ticking away. We need to get the ball back into the middle. Son. Can he make something happen? He can't. Jordi Alba with the tackler now. It's probably going to be Barcelona bring the ball away. Rafinha on the attack. Men committed in the attack has left us open. Suarez with a chance to end it. He misses it. But unfortunately for us, that is going to be game over. And unfortunately, a win in this, the second leg, just not enough. The 3-goal collapse early on in the last leg, just simply put, was our undoing. And, well, we fought back nobly in the second half of this first leg and in this second leg, but it just simply put wasn't enough. And unfortunately for us, we will go crashing out of the Champions League at this stage. But anyway, not a bad first run in the Champions League by us. Looking at our end of run into the end of the season, there's going to be a fair few games coming up. I may well do a live comment of the Leicester game, just where we kind of see where things are at. Obviously, things can change fairly quickly with 5 games left and when you've got so many teams so close together, so it's impossible for me to predict what's going to happen. What I may well do is kind of an end of season live com. So if you'd be interested in seeing that, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, that is going to be all from me today. A little bit disappointing all in all, but we didn't do ourselves a disservice, I feel like, against Barcelona. We went toe-to-toe with them. We finished 4-3. It was fairly respectable considering how atrocious our start to the first leg was. And yeah, definitely food for thought and potentially a platform to build off going forward in Europe. So that's all from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.